everybody, it's Keely here. I am back from my mum's, so those little videos of me making this background, I did that at mum's. It was her birthday and I gave her her butterfly book that I made with my masterboard. That is also in here. Let me just show you my other masterboards quickly. So first we have the Valentine's kittens, and then we had the gorgeous butterflies that as I say, I made into that hardcover lined journal for Mum's 85th birthday, and I think she liked it. My mum's not one to gush about stuff, but I think she liked it. It's fine. Basically, it's got lines in it and she can write in it, and that's great. Anyway, right, so that's enough about that. And what I wanted to do here, you maybe can guess what this is leading to. So as I was away, I just took a couple of jelly prints with me, and I wanted to create a sort of river scene. So yeah, I only had 2 different jelly prints to work with, and obviously there's some patterning going on some of them, and this gorgeous soft pale blue, and I just sliced everything. I ended up getting smaller and smaller. I wanted to avoid it looking like a brick wall and make it look a little bit more like water flowing across the masterboard or the picture. So now I need to choose some ephemera to go inside, and I thought I would use my Vintage Marine Life book. Now, I did publish this one a couple of years ago. It was one of my early books, and actually if you do decide to buy this book, I changed it up a little bit so this back page is different and there are a few more patterns on a fishy theme. So now I am no expert on fish, but certainly some of these look more like river fish to me, and some of them are obviously from the sea. So I'm not going to get myself too tied up with the whole, is it a river fish or a sea fish? But generally I would like the look of things that live in the river. So those are more tropical fish. Octopi, love that word. They look like marine ones. Might do something with those. That would be fun, wouldn't it? But not today. Those to me, I think, are piranhas. Probably not river fish there then. And some amazing squid. Look at that spotty one. Love those. Fiddly to cut out. Oh my goodness. Right, now these little characters look a little bit more sludgy coloured, a bit plainer, and a bit more like river fish. So just looking at the colours, those might work quite well. In fact, I think those would work very well. Let's just stick a pin in that. A piece of steampunk paper. Those more tropical. Those are again probably this looks like a trout, so maybe I could go with the old trout and the spotty one. I like those. Somewhere I think there's a page of those. Let me find another thing to stick in that page. Bit of jelly print. Dolphins. Anemones. They're great, aren't they? Amazing colours as well. Some fiddly fussy cutting. And talk about fiddly fussy cutting. Look at those. I might have to just, tear those. Those look tropical. Those are shells. Oh, hello, what have we got here? Oh, the bits I had left over. Right, these would be lovely, wouldn't they? Well, some of them. I think some of them are obviously, again, those tropical colours. But I think maybe those I would get away with. Sort of river themed. Oh yeah. Oh no, I had so much fun making this collage. I did it electronically using some of the images from the book plus a few extra things, and I just thought it was hilarious. Look, dive at own risk. Look at all the terrifying creatures that are underneath, and here are these lads just ready to plop into the water, and these ladies are also about to dive in and probably get eaten up by the killer shark and the piranhas and get clawed to death by these crab claws, which are poking out as a bit of a warning. I just had such a laugh. Once I got that image, I just sort of thought, oh yes, that tells a story. And here's this man here. He's a bit older and wiser, minding his own business in his little fishing boat. He's not going in. He's just going to fish some of them out and eat them for his tea, I expect. So yeah, there's some tiny fish there you can cut out on my introductory page. And lots, if you do ATCs, I always include some teeny images. They'd fit on twinchies as well if you like making 2" by 2" pieces of art. I love tiny pieces of art. They're really fun, aren't they? Anyway, so yeah, I might do something with those too for this challenge, because this is, where are we? This is day 5 of Ceri the Crafters. Mixed media, there we are, that's what I wanted. Hashtag Mixed Media March 25 challenge. So those definitely, perhaps not in a river. Maybe that one. And I didn't go right to the back when I started flipping through. Some lovely shells in here. I think I'll have to do something on a shell theme. And, oh, what are these things called? They're not, are they anemones? I'm not sure. And then we're back to the sharks and yeah, I showed you those. Lovely shells though. Love shells. I used to collect so many things. Twigs, shells, you name it. Right, yeah, those are going to work, aren't they? And they're nice and big. And this is my masterboard book, but I won't be cutting these up. And there are some small ones too. I could probably use that whole page. So let's just rip it out and get cracking. Here we go. Break the spine first. Yeah, I haven't cut into this book at all yet. So there won't be a flip through video because half the pages are going to be missing, I think. No, I don't want to rip that in half. Let's get a knife. Call that a knife. This is a knife. So I watched the old Crocodile Dundee movie the other week. Wonder if that'll do it. No. Try again. Come on, Keely, get your act together. I'm actually filming this quite early on Monday morning. It's kind of when I do my crafting because it's peaceful and there we go. And I feel as if, oh no, I feel as if I can just get on with things in peace and quiet. And plus it's a bit of bonus time, isn't it, if you get up early. Normally get up about 7:15. If you're interested. And yeah, a couple of strong cups of coffee out of the very lucky to have a bean to cup coffee machine. There we go. Right, it's fussy cutting time. Let's just do a bit of rough cutting first, and then I'll take these away and fussy cut them out, and maybe watch a few of the other Mixed Media March YouTube videos while I'm doing that. Oh, that's going to look great, isn't it? She says. I'm not so sure I want that bright orange one, but let's go for these anyway. I think that one. Oh, it's the same fish, just smaller. I do that sometimes because it's It's annoying when you like really fallen in love with an image and it's not available in the size that you need. So I do tend to give options there. Hey, I'm a Pisces. It was actually my birthday on Saturday. Why don't I have the fish swimming in the two opposite directions, which is, I did actually only just think of that, which is the sign of Pisces. And I love me a bit of astrology, so I think two fish swimming in opposite directions would be appropriate for this one. I've got more than two fish, but maybe I can make the two big fish the focal point. Yeah, I love that idea. See, this is the thing. If you don't start with a piece of art, you don't sort of develop your ideas. Once you get started, even if you think it's going to be pants and you haven't got any idea what to do, just getting started is really crucial. And yeah, even going back to when I was teaching, there was one little boy I can think of who, he was really creative. He did the most beautiful art, and actually his writing was pretty good as well, but he found recording really, really difficult. And I think he was quite anxious about putting a pen or pencil to paper. He was, what was he, 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. And actually, once he got started, he was astonishing. And because he wasn't very confident, I think probably he was seen as someone who wasn't one of the highest achievers, let's say. But once he got going, nothing would stop him, and his creativity just flowed out. But it was getting over that hurdle of nervousness. And, you know, you can apply that to people of any age, really. There we go. Right, I've got some ephemera there. Obviously, I've got to cut those out properly, and I'm not going to be able to resist a bit of inking around the edges. Let me just go back to see the other ones I had earmarked. Oh, yes. I'm going to cut some of those out too. Back in a bit. Okay, so I think I've picked out the fish that I want to use. So those two are going to be my Pisces fish, and I think if I put those at the top and bottom, that'll kind of give a bit of cohesion to the whole thing. Now, all these little fish, what I need to do is think, do I want some of them swimming off the edge, which would create that kind of left, right, left flow thing that I was trying to get with the background, obviously. And or I could cut them in half and add the head back on this side, so I wouldn't waste anything. And those faces are too gorgeous not to include, aren't they? So yeah, I think I might do that. I can always pick out a few more little fish and squeeze them in between. Quite like to keep this space clear, I think, but let's see what happens. Right, proper neat fussy cutting needs to occur now. Back in a minute. Okay, get this for coincidence. Call it coincidence if you will. So Ceri the Crafter, I've just been watching his hashtag mixed media 25 video, and he's doing fish as well today. And also yesterday on Instagram, Dee Willingham is on Instagram. Dee Willingham on YouTube, but Instagram, she's Inky Well. She did fish yesterday while I was just starting to edit this video. Check them out. What a coincidence. Fussy cutting done. Boy, some of it was fussy. Look at all these little bits. I have got tiny bits of paper all over the floor now. At least I've got hard flooring in this room. I can sweep it all up. Yeah, anyway, hope you like these. I think they're wonderful. They kind of remind me of tins of sardines. I haven't inked them yet, but that's coming. Super cute, aren't they? I just love them. Nature is amazing, isn't it? I know that's a bit of a broad statement, but I love going to museums that have all these kind of, you know, like the Natural History Museum. So I can get on the District line in London and get to the Natural History Museum. In fact, I drive past it on a Sunday morning on my way to work every week. And I love the Natural History Museum, but there are some other amazing museums that have beautiful specimens of vintage, well, the vintage specimens of flora and fauna, let's call it. And there's an amazing museum in I'd say it's south east London probably, called the Horniman Museum, and went there about a year ago, and it was freezing cold, so it was the winter. Can't believe where the time has gone now. But yeah, the Horniman Museum's got all these beautiful butterflies in cases and amazing sort of stuffed foxes and all that type of thing. A little bit gruesome maybe, but just so lovely to have recorded that those creatures existed in that time, and you know, to have kind of stuffed them basically and have them for people to learn from and experience, because I just love the idea of collections of things like that. And yeah, I used to teach some kids of a taxidermist. So yeah, that's an interesting career to have, isn't it? Anyway, right, there's my taxidermy equivalent of cut and collage fish, and I'm going to ink around the edges now. Goodie, I love inking. I'm going to go for this archival ink, vintage photo. You see, I don't know if you use these inks, but they don't write on the back of them or on the sides what they are. So once you've taken the lid off, here's a tip really for the makers of distressed inks. Who makes them? I don't even know. Ranger archival inks. Please put the names on the back too, because I had to do that with a pen. Anyway, anyone else have trouble with that? The ink pad just looks the same. Right, let's see how this comes out. What I don't want to do is for all these zigzaggy bits to just turn into a big lump. But similarly, I want these to sit on the page so you can see, perhaps, I move it up towards the camera, which is actually my phone. You can see how once I ink around the edges, it kind of blends in and sits as if it belongs on the page rather than looking like a sticker. So, right, let's see what happens. If I hate it, I can always leave that fish out and just do the ones without the bits. I think that's going to work. What do you reckon? I think that works. Not too much ink so that it's not too dark and doesn't look like a great big zigzaggy lump. I think that'll be okay. Anyway, I'm going to ink all of these super quick and I will be ready to start gluing. Yeah, so isn't that weird? A coincidence, or maybe we're all just psychically linked through artistic, crafty, psychic wavelengths or something. So odd that Dee Dee did her great big lovely spotty fish on Instagram, and that Ceri the Crafter, I haven't finished watching his yet, but he's having the same thoughts as me. I can hear him while I'm checking through the other bits of this video. I've got him on in the background as well, and I can hear him saying he's not an expert on fish, and he's not sure whether some of them are freshwater or like marine, sea fish. And don't write in the comments if if I'm wrong, I'm just doing it for artistic purposes. And I've had exactly the same thought. Ceri, if you are watching, I will tag you in this because it might give you a laugh. So Ceri's using a much more mixed media than I am in this particular piece. Obviously, I've got my gel prints in the background. He was using some distressed crayons that he said he didn't like very much. But yeah, it's so interesting, everybody's take on things. And he's used, it looked, the last bit that I watched, I'm not all the way through, like he had got a box of fish very similar to the ones in this book. So Ceri, if you're running out of fish at any point, my vintage marine life book might be handy. So I think he's going to go with the vintage fish as well, but they're just extraordinary pieces of art, really, and I'm really enjoying using them. So, oh, just chopping that fish in half, poor little thing. Yeah, I did decide to go with like half a fish at one end and half a fish at the other end, and you would never really know looking at that after the event that I'd cut them in half. Just looks like they're swimming off the page, because I did want to make the sort of flow from left to right or right to left, make it work. Now, maybe the psychic wave that we're riding is Pisces, because the sun is currently travelling through the sign of Pisces. We also had a new moon in Pisces a few days ago, which was probably when, well, I know it was when I was doing my prep for this video, so I'd already decided to do fish, and I was down at my mum's making the background, and yeah, maybe that's when they were preparing their videos as well, because obviously these are not live. We have to make these videos in advance. If we're YouTubers, it's quite hard to get it all done in one day. Also, I don't know about you, but I like to start something and then walk away and then come back with a fresh pair of eyes and reassess what I'm doing. And sometimes I think, yeah, that's amazing, I did that, you know, that's what I wanted. And other times I think, oh, actually, I need to go in a different direction, or I can layer on a better idea of something that's sort of come up in my subconscious mind. Ooh, hey, we are getting deep today. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy with these fish, the way they look now. Hope you like them too. Okay, so it's inking around the edges time. Oh, I really enjoyed doing this. The colours are just sweet, aren't they? That's beautiful. It's kind of more of a sky blue than a river blue, but I don't care. Just don't care. I love it. I love it, and it's a happy colour for me, this colour. Sort of heavenly blue. Okay, let's just go around the edges. There's a few tiny little bits that I've missed here. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I could probably fill them in with a little bit of something. But right now I just want to get this finished, and this is Mixed Media March 25, day 5. So here is my little number 5, and do I put it up there? Do I put it down here? It's going to stand out more at the bottom, isn't it? Do I want it to stand out? I'm not sure I do. I think I'm going to put it up here, sort of out of the way and sparkling in the light near the sunlight at the top of the river. There we go. Oh, I'm really, really, really happy with that. So it's a little bit steampunky colours again, isn't it? I can't break free. I can't escape steampunky colours. But never mind. Even when I think I'm doing something different. There we go. Pisces fish. For a little Pisces fish like me. Anyway, everybody, that's it for today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to Crafting with Keely yet, that would be amazing. I hit 350 subscribers yesterday, so really happy about that. And yeah, if you want to hit the notification bell, that's a whole other thing. Might wake you up in the night. I'm trying to post these hashtag mixed media March 25 videos fairly early in the day. So yeah, if you're in the States, you might find your phone pinging in the middle of the night. So anyway, I'll leave that with you. So have a wonderful day. It's sunny here in London, and I hope it's sunny where you are. Anyway, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.